you guys are watching the rebroadcast of this, comment down below and comment a pink heart. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to community time. I'm going to wait for all of our live double majors to join. And in the meantime, I'm going to share this with the people in the chat on Instagram. Just a friendly reminder to join the Instagram chat if you haven't already. Hey, you're always first. I don't know how to pronounce your name actually. Dayrani? Dayrani? Is it like Dayrani? I'm like, I just ate dinner. Let me make sure there's nothing in my teeth. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to community time. Yay, you finally caught the live. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, community is notified. Hi everybody, how has everybody's Wednesday been so far? How has everybody's week been so far? Comment down below, I love to see. What's the lo-fi we've been doing? Getting our music together. I've been having a much better week than I had last week, so there's that, which I'm happy about, grateful for. Okay, it looks like we got a good amount of people here in the chat, so we're gonna get started. As you all know, I'm studying for the MCAT. Comment down below what you are studying for, what you're using this dedicated focus time for. By the way, this is technically and officially community time, and I finally remembered my tea. It is like piping hot. Oh, look at my cute little mug. I think I got this mug from TJ Maxx. It actually came in a set of 2. Really, really cute. That was normally a part of my community time, and so even though we're studying doesn't mean we can't have some tea to wind us down. This is the tea combo for the day. We have the raspberry leaf tea. This is really good for cramps, period stuff, pregnancy support, and I am cramping. Well, actually I'm not cramping, but I am on my period, so this, and then the elderberry lemon balm immune plus stress in order to decrease our stress. This together, it's gonna get us right and tight. If you are drinking some tea, let me know what tea you're drinking in the comments as well. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this online community to study. I really do. I feel like too, there's so many people who will like DM me or like message me in groups and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm studying for the MCAT too, and I'm like, I I already go live once a week studying. I can't really like meet up with people in person to study, even though I know that they would like me to. But I'm like, I just already have my schedule of like, you know, studying here, my apartment and stuff. So this is a great way that I can study with as many people as possible. And I'm glad that you all are like getting something from it too. Okay. I feel like we should start even numbers or like odd numbers. We start at 7:05. Hey. Yes, yes, yes. Put what you are studying for in the comments. All y'all in your tea bags. I feel like this is so hot right now, so I'm gonna put this down here. But just know I got my tea for community time. And I'm probably gonna go and do some Anki in a little bit after I finish this quiz and review it. But also, I'm gonna have my headphones in because there's actually this like, she used to be like a pre-med influencer, and then she got into medical school, and now she does, well, now she's just a med student, but she's also a YouTuber. Anyway, I've talked about her before. And her, where's it not on my channel? I mean, on my thing. So she has these things called med school Zoom parties. Oh wow, studying for literally everything. You got it. You got it. I believe in you. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna be listening to this like med school Zoom party panel. It's discovering medicine. Um, and this first panel is about mastering the MCAT. So I figured that it would be a pretty good, something to listen to while I'm studying. Didn't want to miss out on it. There's always things going on Wednesdays, I feel like, at 7. So I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. Can you guys hear when my heater is on down there? When I was watching back a broadcast, I realized that you could, and I don't know how. Oh, wait. Sorry, I gotta make sure my thing does not connect to y'all. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we're all set. Why is it still trying to connect? I turned off my thing. Literally don't connect to you either. Why is all my stuff being... All right. Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. All right, we've got our headphones in. We've got our music playing. We've got everything set up. Let's start our Pomodoro. Make sure I'm all set. Oh, this starts at 8. Oh, it must be 7 Central Time. Oh, well, that's good to know. I'll join that during our thing. Okay, ready? Set. Let's go. are we feeling? Round one done. You said, do you watch this live or do you watch the new video you haven't seen while making dinner? You watched the new video. Ow, I almost hurt myself on my heater. You watch the new video, and then when you're gonna do some work, you come back and you chill with us. Or you can watch the the replay, whatever it's called. How was the first round for everybody? Do we feel productive? Let me tell y'all, I just took the hardest quiz. You ready to call it a night? I know studying this late is so hard. Like, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna start my Wednesdays later since I'm gonna end them later. My tea hasn't kicked in yet. Oh, I don't have caffeine in my tea, honey, because that would really, I will be going to bed after this. Yay, MCAT twin. No, I completely get it. I feel like what helps is eating dinner right before, because I believe like the first week I didn't eat dinner before and I was tired. And then it also depends on like what you're doing. I think doing something active is helpful when it's this late and the music is vibing and tea is hot. Like, you gotta like kind of click around. Because we're gonna see if I'm gonna like be dozing off when I start doing my Anki. I was just unsuspending some cards now, and I talked about this with you all in the group chat, but I'm like, I got so many cards to do. I just keep adding cards, and I have not been disciplined enough in like doing my cards, and like that's the whole point of Anki. So I really need to get some cards in. But yeah, I just took a really hard quiz. It was 15 questions, biochem, and I was like, what are you asking me? Like, what is going on? And I'm surprised I didn't do as bad as I thought I was gonna do. So we thank God. Okay. Progress. Because what I'm trying to figure out, chemistry, phys, I have to actually like learn the information. Like, it just stresses me out because I'm like, wow, I really don't know this stuff. And it just always builds upon itself. So it just feels like if you don't master one concept, then like going to the next concept is just overwhelming. But with biochem, it's like, I know this stuff. I know this stuff. I know this stuff. And I've learned this stuff. It's like familiar to me. And so as I'm kind of like working on drilling the information in my head, I'm also learning the techniques of being able to kind of like spot the different like little hints or clues that they will put in the passages that'll let you know how to answer the questions. Because sometimes the questions seem like so far left from what you're reading, and they make what you're reading so difficult that like you take so long reading when really you don't need that much information from the passage to answer the questions. But like you do have to like read closely because it'll say like certain keywords and you'll be like, oh, okay, then you're going to ask me a question about this later on. But if you didn't know this keyword, then you wouldn't know to test yourself on this thing. Does that make any sense? Like, for example, they love like explaining something and be like, oh, this is a transmembrane hydrophobic 437 amino acids, and you're like, what does that even mean? I've never heard of that before. I don't know what that looks like, but it doesn't matter, because then when they ask you a question, they're going to ask you something that's going to be like, if it's something that has to do with you having to know that this thing means hydrophobic. And if you didn't remember that you read that it was hydrophobic because it was in the middle of this word vomit, then you don't know to answer the question that way. So it's like you have to know the information and then like reverse engineer it. So it's like now when I'm reading the passages, I'm like, okay, hydrophobic. I know you finna ask me something about that. You're not gonna ask it the way you should, but you're gonna ask me something about it. So it's like I'm answering the questions now. I'm getting to the questions, and the questions seem easier because I'm like, oh, okay, these passages are playing games. They don't make no sense. But that's what y'all want. Y'all don't want this to make no sense. The key is just to try, child, and learn the way that the test makers think. But yeah, that's how my MCAT studying is going. Whenever I study Chem Phys, I feel very not smart, very defeated, I'm ready to be done. When I study Biochem, I enjoy it, and it's just like, I just get a little bit frustrated with myself because I'm like, I know this information. Why can't I score higher on the sections? Cars is actually pretty entertaining for me for the most part. I decided this week to start studying timed after taking my full length, and I've been doing pretty well with my cars passages this week. So I do think my theory was correct, and I think I was trying to improve my accuracy by eliminating time, and then I was spending too much time on each question and each passage, and then I began to overthink it. So now I think that when I'm like at a time crunch, as long as I'm pacing myself well and I have enough time to answer a question, as long as I don't overthink it, I can do well. Like I'm doing a little bit better. So I'm happy about that. And actually, I enjoy it because like today's passage was talking about Jackie O. And I went on this whole deep dive because I was like, oh, we know that Jackie O was like known to be a White House fashion icon. And y'all can ask me any questions, by the way, if y'all want to chat. I just don't see anything in the chat. I'm like, chat, are y'all there? So I'm just yapping. Um, but yeah, we always know Jackie O to be like have like amazing White House style, and it's very interesting because in the Cars passage, they were basically talking about like her love for art and how she was like always a super unique, like artist, and she always had a really great eye for art. And at the end of the passage, they end up talking about how like one of the legacies that she had was the Kennedy Center here in DC. And if you guys have been seeing what's going on in the news, how like Trump is now the board or the president of the board for the Kennedy Center, which is like kind of crazy. It's like very crazy because the Kennedy Center is such like, I don't know. So it's just interesting, like my mind, I like reading, so I like reading the passages. It's just a matter of like, do I like these questions that y'all are asking me after the passages? Sometimes they're yes, sometimes they're no. So I did a little bit of like, let me look at Jackie O's fashion because I always heard that, but you know, sometimes things are not as like timeless or whatever. So I looked and I was like, oh, she with the pillbox hat, she was cute. She was cute. I would love to go down as being like a fashion icon. That's pretty cool. And like I said, it's also interesting to kind of think about how the intersection of like history and like when that was written, they weren't even thinking about the Kennedy Center, and now I'm thinking about the Kennedy Center for a completely different reason, but we were also talking about presidents, and then, yeah, so. I always think it's also really interesting, too. I like to look up, like, first ladies and how they got to where they are in regards to, like, how did you end up meeting the person who ended up becoming the president? Because that's kind of lit. Like, where were you at? Most of the people, I think I watched somebody make a TikTok about this, but, like, most people who are married to, like, CEOs or congressional members, mainly presidents, but like whatever, they met in school. So, but Jackie met JFK, RFK, met, why am I getting confused? She met her husband. Actually, once he was a congressman. So that's interesting. They didn't meet in school. Anyway, very random yap. But yeah, I'm about to do some Anki. Haven't done Anki in a minute, child. Let's hope everything's working. I need my remote to work out. I need everything to go smoothly. And then now, since the thing starts at 8, like I mentioned, I'm also going to be listening to the med school Zoom party. I'll let you guys know if anything interesting happens. Any fun information.
Recording in progress. Early, 3 years, and then I took the MCAT that year, so I took a 0 or 1. I took the MCAT once.
Ooh, studying all day, every day. Shout out to you. You and your tea bag. Proud of you. Okay. back to it, folks. By the way, this tea is so good. You gotta try this combo, y'all. Well. How are we feeling? Another round? Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. How are we doing? What time is it? It's 9 o'clock, friends. It's about that time. Who's gonna keep working? And who has decided that who's not here anymore? Who's got Netflix on in the background because they were like, ah. Ooh, Lynn's was studying for her neuropsych boards. Good luck. I'm gonna be having my studies about 3 months. So I'm starting college, get my bachelor's, and move it on to get my master's in health science, which is very helpful. Oh, wow. Go, girl. Oh, thank you, Lamar. No, it takes so long to review content. I completely understand. I took my first full length on Friday, and literally hours on Saturday. I was sitting until like 11 p.m. at night because I was like, I really want to just try and finish it all in one day. And I know that reviewing your content is like so important. So I was reviewing, I was like, I'm going to like really go in every question, you know, why is A wrong, B wrong, C wrong, why is D correct, da da da. And like when you do it right, it takes forever. And it was kind of freaking me out because I'm like, I ended up only being able to do half the test on Saturday, and I did the other half of the test on Monday. And so yesterday was really my first day of like studying for the week, even though reviewing your practice exam is studying. But you guys know I've switched over to now using Kaplan, and it has like the schedule. So it had like 7 hours of content that I needed to study for Tuesday, and I couldn't do it because or for Monday, but I didn't do it because I was reviewing my exam. So anyway, I completely understand reviewing your exam takes a very long time, but it is necessary. So hopefully we're learning what we need to learn from this. Ooh, you may do 1 more hour. If I didn't want to finish Onyx Storm tonight, I would join you. Ooh, you're working all night, Sam. Uh-oh. I'm working, you're helping me. Maybe next week we'll do 3 hours. I'm still gonna work for a bit. I take them on the 26th. Thank you. I need to send positive vibes to everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, positive vibes to you. I do take notes while I'm reviewing exams. I can kind of show you what my notes look like. I think it obviously depends on the person and like what you need to know, and I handwrite my notes specifically for exam reviews because handwriting notes helps me with memorization and also just the way that I kind of have my stuff set up. And I also have an Anki deck that I created from my missed questions. So I will literally write down every question. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot this is backwards for you all. I literally write down every question that I've gotten wrong. So like, for example, I got number 1 wrong. And the goal is that I should be able to read through this and learn the information that was necessary to know in order to get that question right without even knowing what the question was about, if that makes any sense. So like, for example, in this question number 15, I have for the nephron for glomerular filtrate, the cortex, going from the cortex to the medulla and the collecting duct. The cortex is the outermost layer, and the medulla is more concentrated part of the collecting duct. And the medulla is the innermost layer. And so then I have here a sentence that says the osmolarity of the interstitium increases as you go from the cortex to the medulla. So this is kind of just like one fact that kind of touches on the 3 different answer choices, or the 4 different answer choices. And obviously, like if I wrote, okay, number 15 is like the medullary, I think it was medullary collecting duct of the nephron. If I would have just written that down, that wouldn't have told me anything. But the information that I didn't know about the nephron for this particular question was that the medulla area of the collecting duct was more concentrated, and that's the innermost layer. And so I think that because the question was asking like which part of the nephron was going to have the most concentrated urine, that's the answer to the question, and that's why it's the answer to the question. And so I may not be asked that specific question ever again. That's the only thing that I can say that in this Zoom I've heard them say that I'm kind of like, I think I kind of was going really slow on my Anki cards because they're yapping, but it's not like a, it's kind of like a brain dump type of yap, which is kind of what I'm doing now. But anyway, the panel isn't quite helpful yet, and I feel like they're talking so much that it actually was distracting me from doing my Anki cards, unfortunately. Anyway, I also included like a picture, which I do if I need it, and mostly I put the pictures on my Anki cards so that way, again, I can visualize it because I'm a visual learner. So that's kind of how I do that. Every question that I have, I write down the information that I needed to know for the answer. And then, like for example, psychology is also a good example of this because I can write down, like for example, this question here, I don't remember what it was, but I know that I need to know the caste system versus class system. Caste system cannot leave your social class, closed stratification system, whereas class system is social status positions with opportunities for social mobility. I think probably this was like a dual type of parallel question where it was like a caste system yes and caste system no but caste system yes and class system no but class system. So not knowing really the definitions and the differences between these two impacted me getting the question wrong. So I needed the definition of both of them because next time I see anything that has to do with caste or class, whether they're together or separate, I should know them now that I've seen them. That's kind of how I do my review. It's much easier with psychology. Cars is different. I don't write notes for cars. I just read through all of the answer choices and why they're right and wrong. I administer tests professionally. Practice tests definitely help. I'm so glad this is helpful. Yeah, I know practice tests are helpful, but they're not fun, especially when your exam is 7.5 hours long. And then, like I said, it takes you even longer to review it, but we gonna get it done. 2 days to review practice exam is really good. That's my goal review time frame. Oh my goodness. It's overwhelming. You feel like you need to study everything. I agree. Okay, so maybe 2 days isn't that bad, but my little Kaplan thing told me an hour and a half for each section. I was literally taking like 5-6 hours per section. Do you find it difficult writing with on the iPad with the pencil? I actually don't. I don't find any difficulty with it at all. Maybe you should try, it depends on where your pain is, if it's like in your finger or if it's in kind of like the way that your hand is cramped. You can try and add those things to it. Like for this iPad, when I used to use this one for school, this is like the old iPad, and where you have to use the first generation Apple Pencil, where you plug it in. Anyway, I have a grippy thing on it, so maybe have a grippy thing if that would be helpful for you. But for the second ones, because you kind of have to, sorry, I'm trying to get mine out, because you have to sink it to the top here, it wouldn't be helpful if it has something on it. So, but whatever works for you. Yeah, I would say mainly take notes if you're going to go back and look at your notes. And also, if you're not going to go back and look at your notes, make it so that you're not you're not actually reviewing an exam. Like I said, you should be like reviewing the information that you previously didn't know. So it should be like you reading notes like from a whole bunch of different sections. You know what I'm saying? Like if I read this, it's going to be like a lot of different psychology terms that I wasn't familiar with or that I didn't know right off the bat. But it's not like me retaking the exam. I'm learning about spreading of activation and PHA's water conservation task and behaviorists and stimuli. And I can I can read this and this be considered studying without looking at the questions. And I think that's what's helpful for taking notes. And like I said, if you're not going to take notes, I would definitely suggest putting them in Anki, because I think again, AA and C, they're not going to use the same questions, but you kind of have to understand the information in the question. So if you see it again, you have to be able to make sure that you're going to get that or something similar to it right. So you got to practice it. How can I join your Discord when I'm doing this? It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Look, this is all I can do, okay? My bucket is full. Oh, you have the same iPad as my old one. Perfect. Do you have space in your iPad? Because I can't do nothing on my iPad. Like, literally nothing. I have no space because of all like the updates, you know? That's why I had to get a new one. Because when I did use this one for school, I couldn't even open up my OneNote on there. It would shut down. Do you think your work questions are harder than WMC? I seem to do better with the WMC Q banks. I haven't moved on to the WMC Q banks yet to know. I have heard that they are harder. I do feel like when I do my UWorld cars questions, I don't know why I feel like the cars section for the WMC, the passages were longer, which I don't think is true. I think they have to average a certain amount of words and be around like 5-6 paragraphs. But I feel like when I was reading for WMC, I was like, I'm usually able to get through passages quicker than this. Like, why is it taking so long? So I don't know. But okay, y'all, I know some of y'all want to do another round, but we're gonna call it a night for tonight. Actually, next week we're not gonna meet on Wednesday because, y'all, I have to get my hair done. It looks so bad. It looks so crusty dusty. This was supposed to last me, like, look at this. It was supposed to last me throughout my studying, and it's not working. And so I found an appointment at 6:30, which is great because it won't take up my entire study day, but it's next Wednesday. So we can either do our little study date next week on Tuesday or Thursday. I'm thinking Thursday, that way I can have my fresh hair. But you guys can let me know what y'all want to do. If you're not already, go ahead and join the CommuniTEA group chat. Oh, I upgraded my iCloud storage and used Passport Drop to back up things. Period. You know what? I have a hard drive. But is there a lightning cord for, you have a hard drive that connects to a lightning cord? Okay, I see Thursdays in the chat, so we will reconvene next Thursday for CommuniTEA time. Thanks for voting. Thanks for letting me know. Oh yes, I was thinking if you're not already a part of the CommuniTEA group chat on Instagram, definitely join. I love talking to you guys on there, spreading and receiving support and inspiration. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, whether you are studying or you are clocking out. I love y'all, and I wish you all the best for the rest of your week. Bye.